How's it going, guys? I'm Jack and welcome to Good Company. The game has just been updated to version 0.6.3 and I wanted to make this video to show you the new features and tell you about the new balancing and bug fixes as well. There's a lot of game-changing features in here that's going to make it so much quicker and so much easier to update our production flows, and the developers have done such a good job at listening to feedback and just rolling out these updates as quick as possible. If you are enjoying Good Company as much as me, then be sure to subscribe as we're playing it a lot, and also hit the like button as it really does help out. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to look at is probably my favourite thing of the whole update, and that is upgradable tables. Before, we had to delete the table, reconnect all the logistic links, rehire the employee to put on the table, but now we can just do it with the click of a button. So as you can see, we've got a Tinker table here making a simple circuit. We now have a button up here saying upgrade workstation. We literally click on that, it upgrades it to the next available and quicker table for that module, and all the logistic links are still linked up and the employee is still hired on it. So that's absolutely fantastic. The upgrade will cost the difference between the original table and the new one. Upgrading the table will cancel the crafter's current progress if they're in the middle of crafting a module. Also, upgrading tables will not be possible if the construction menu is not available. So like I said, it's probably my favourite thing of this update. It's going to make things so much quicker and so much easier. So let's move on to the next thing. Next on the list is the quick hire feature, which allows you to assign workers to a table directly from the table and also hire them. So before, we would have to go into the employee section, click on hire employee, hire over like that, click on this and then assign them like that. However, now we can just click on a table. We have this hire button up here, we click on that and there we go. They're hired, assigned and ready to work. Absolutely amazing. Again, that's going to make things so much quicker. There is also a fire button on every table, so if you want to fire someone, you can just click on that instead of finding them, but trying to click on them because they move around a lot, and also finding them in the employee list is a bit of a nightmare. So that's really good as well. You can just click on this fire button and that will work and it will get rid of them. The next major thing in this update is the advisor system. So from time to time, the advisor Lumo, who lives in the bottom left of the corner, will give you tips on Monday morning. There are currently 6 tips that can be triggered, which are: not all products are getting sold from the outgoing zone, production employees have to walk too much, production employees are missing modules, not enough base materials being ordered, which is going to be very useful, that one. The logistics connections aren't being served because they're not in range of a logistics point, which again is going to be very useful. And like just a hint saying sell overproduced modules and components if we're making too many. All of those will be shown down here, and also if possible we can click on this show me and it will take you to the area where that problem is occurring. They will be expanding this in the future, so this is going to be very useful just for like just for things that you like can forget about or can't keep track of that well, like the incoming zone stuff and the logistic points. There are also some other minor features which include placing new equipment. The hologram is now slightly different. As we can see on this workbench, you can now see an arrow with a square around it, which is where the employee needs to be able to access. So that's really useful to have, and you can see that from all directions because that was a bit difficult to see before. All production and research times are now displayed as in-game days instead of seconds. So we can click on a table and it will give us the amount of days it's going to take to craft a module. This also applies to blueprints. So this is going to make it a lot easier when doing objectives, saying like you have to make this amount per day, because it's kind of like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. You don't really have a real idea of what that is in-game days, if that makes sense. So that's a very useful thing as well. The mouse confinement setting is now off by default, and the info browser now has tooltips for materials and modules. So all looking good. So they are the new features. There's some really good stuff in there. The table's absolutely fantastic. The hiring employees is really good, and the advisor system is going to be extremely useful. So there's also a few balancing updates. Inventory transfer times are now 1 second, no matter how many materials are being transferred. Previously it was 1 second per different module, material or product. Metal cases sampling time on the analysis desk has been fixed as well. The base sampling time was too low at 0.46 and now it is 1.46. Level 3 in the campaign got rebalanced to provide a more steady income. Calculator markets provide more income now, and market requirements for calculators and pocket computers were reduced, which is really good. And markets for the welfare survival challenge have been updated. So they've removed markets beyond cleaning/transport bots. All markets progress slightly slower. All market requirements increase less drastically. All markets have an increased profit amount as well, so that's going to make it slightly easier, but the challenge modes are really hard anyway, so it's all good balance and stuff there. Absolutely amazing. So what you're looking at now is not a bug, it's just my production has just ground to a halt for some reason. But the bugs they fixed, there's a few here which are really good. So calculation of camera bounce has been fixed. Previously some unintentional camera behavior could occur at the edge of some maps. I definitely experienced that, and I'm glad they fixed it. Sometimes the mouse containment setting used the wrong data to apply the containment, so now it should always fit inside the actual game window. Also, the challenge completion achievement didn't trigger properly. The next challenge you complete should reward all the missing achievements for that, so that's good as well. Fixed an issue where the game crashed when returning to the main menu. I never experienced that, but it's fixed now. Also, when sales for a specific product were above 65,535G, the amount looped back to 0G. So now sales for a single product can be around 16 million. I've never experienced that because I've never sold that much product, I don't think. So that's all good. They fixed an issue where the game would crash when switching modules on a crafting station. Fixed a UI scaling issue with high score tables making some buttons inaccessible. The blueprint designer is now gated properly depending on whether the drafting table is available. Hitbox issues mainly with the chemistry table have been fixed. The hitboxes should now behave more consistently. So that last one, again, I've had a few troubles with that. Thinking I clicked on a certain table when you have like two tables next to each other, but selecting the wrong one and then realizing why it's not working. So there's some really good general fixes there. There's also been some level and challenge fixes. In level 3, milestone 8, the metal case was counted as a viable module to complete the current task. Level 4, milestone 7, the goal unit was wrong. It's been changed to display the correct unit produced. Level 6, milestone 1, progress counted total production, which was wrong. This has been corrected to weekly production. And level 6, milestone 5, counted courier bots, while it should have only been counting delivery drones. This is also fixed now. So that last one I actually have in a video on my channel, in one of the campaign levels, and it really confused me when that happened. So I'm glad they fixed it just to straighten everything out. And there's just been a couple of text fixes as well. The welding table has now a proper description. The localization string was broken, so that's all fixed. I don't know what that means. And in the French localization of level 6 milestone 4, the goal target replacement was broken. Again, that's fixed now. I don't know what it was. I've never experienced. I'm not French. so that is update 0.6.3. Just absolutely a fantastic update. The upgradable tables, the quick hire, the advisor system, all fantastic additions. The developers are doing such a good job. I said this at the start, but just kudos to them for listening to feedback and updating the game so quickly. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy it, remember to hit the like button, as it really does help out. If you enjoy city building, simulation and management games like this, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. Any questions, suggestions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below. And as always, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you on the next one.
Get you whatever